Hi, welcome to Rock and Metal Invasion. My name is Steve. Coming up on the show today, I'm doing Gypsy Songs. And I've got Dan from Off the Charts here to join me. How you going, Dan?
Very good. And you?
Very good, very good. So this might be one of the more unusual ideas for a show I've ever come up with. But we are basically going to rank our top five hard rock metal songs for us that have the word gypsy in the title. Basically, with this, it's kind of a bit of a combination of Dan mentioning the fact that what's with all these songs with gypsy in the title, and me thinking, oh, maybe I should do a show on this. And here we are. Is that right, Dan?
Yes, and let's make it clear, I invited myself on your show for this. I put
Oh,
him on the
always
spot.
welcome. Always
Yeah,
welcome. Yeah, no, always feel free to do that. Well, yeah, and also though you prompted it, I would never have thought of it when, but you know, Dokken of course has just released a new song, first single from his new album, and it's called Gypsy, and that got a bit of an eye roll from Dan, like, oh yeah,
yeah.
what's with the
I,
gypsies?
I will go on record in saying that whether the bands I love and all that, when I see Gypsy in the title, more like just Gypsy itself, but songs with gypsies, I'm like, I had to Google what a gypsy was, first of all, and I
Yeah,
automatically go like I don't want to hear about this. I don't know why.
mm,
It's odd. I have no love for the subject, but I
mm,
don't hate the subject either. That's the thing.
mm,
It
mm.
has absolutely no effect, well, except for an eye roll.
Yeah, yeah,
That-
okay, yeah. No, I mean I have a vague idea about, I get the kind of idea, I guess how it can sort of be linked to kind of that rock star lifestyle, perhaps a little bit, the gypsy, and I don't know, but yeah, we're not going to analyze it too much because we're not
no,
necessarily experts on that subject, but we do seem to have a few records or albums in our collection that have songs with the word gypsy on it, and some of them are good songs.
yeah.
So do you want to start us off, Dan, with your number five in the top five gypsy songs?
Oh, so my fifth. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll start.
we'll go. Yeah, because we'll go down from five to
Okay,
number.
so I'll put my like, not least favorite, but and
Mm,
actually I didn't realize I had this. This was actually during but I'm gonna go with a Gypsy's Kiss
mm,
from Deep Purple, and it's actually quite a good song. I like it a lot off of Perfect Strangers. They're not like apart from Perfect Strangers and Knocking at Your Back Door, they're not really big hits, but they're really great songs, I find.
mm.
And Gypsy's Kiss, I find, is actually one of the better songs on this album here. So number five for me is Deep Purple off of the Perfect Strangers, A Gypsy's Kiss.
Nice, nice. Um, yeah. So number five for me, bit of an obscure one, but I really like this album, and the band is 9.0, and this is from Too Far Gone, and they've got a song on here called Gypsy Queen, and yeah, really good. The guitar player on here, who hasn't gone on to do anything since this, is really good. Craig Small, but also Ray Luzia. Probably I'm saying he's probably
I think
saying his
it's
name.
Luge, like G, Luger, I think.
The loser, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't call
I
him a
think.
loser. It's a bit rough. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's the drummer for Korn now. But yeah, he's the drummer on this one. But
I remember you talking about that 9.0 album once there.
yeah, yeah, I've mentioned it a few times because I do like it, and I feel like I've never almost seen no one ever show this. So, and I really like that song. So yeah, Gypsy Queen. That's number five on the Gypsy Songs
All
top
right.
five.
Okay, number four. Any Canadian should know this song. So I'm going to go with April Wine, Sign of the Gypsy Queen. Great. To me, like that's doesn't talk about, I'm not even sure if it talks about gypsies and all that, but And of course, when you said Gypsy Queen from your other thing, I'm like, oh my God, there's actually a lot of Gypsy Queens. And sure enough,
Yeah.
my next one, by pure coincidence,
Mm.
Gypsy Queen. So, Sign of the Gypsy Queen from The Nature of the Beast from April Wine. Um, Probably like their most popular non-big hit song. So here we go. I like this album a lot too there. And April 1, I'm really getting into these guys of late, but I've known this song forever. So yeah,
Mm.
The Sign of the Gypsy Queen. And I'm not even sure. I think it's a cover. Uh,
I have actually never heard that song before, but when I was doing my sort of research for the show, I listened to it last night. I thought it wasn't a bad song.
yeah, it's like I said, it's very popular here, but
Mm.
I'm not 100% certain it's an original by them.
Oh, okay.
I heard it was a cover maybe or written by somebody else. You never
Oh,
heard this song before until
no,
yesterday, or
not that I
really?
don't have the album. I don't have any April Wine. So yeah, but I've been hearing a few songs recently. I thought, oh, maybe I should get into them. But
Yeah, I'm slowly getting them. Like I said, they're from harder, faster until and beyond. I think would be stuff that you would like more there, but
yeah, sure, yeah,
good one here.
yeah, okay. So my number four, this might come up on your list, I think. I'm not sure where it might come in, but I'm gonna have Dio and Gypsy from their debut album. Oh, such a great song. I mean, every song on here is killer, I think, but that's actually one of my favorites. It's a good one. And yeah, Gypsy, number four.
Extremely deep cut too.
Yeah, but it could have been a single. I think I mean, there's so many, like I said, so many good songs on the
They're
album.
all yeah, they're
Yeah, they're all
all
good. Yeah,
more on that one later.
I thought so.
All right, number 3. I'm not sure if you have this one here, but will not be. I'm going to say it's the song title is associated with a lot of their greatest hits for some reasons. For some reason, I should say, not reasons. So I'm going to go with Saxon, Rock and Roll Gypsy. Actually, great song on this. And then there's a greatest hits, Rock and Roll Gypsies. And I was like, what is it with this? Like, it's a good song there. Actually, very good song. But what is it with the saying that, associates gypsies and hard rock or metal? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Not many people seem to like this album a lot. I love it. But yeah, Rock and Roll, it's on the first side, which is excellent.
yeah.
So there you go. Rock and Roll Gypsy for me for number 3. You don't own any Saxon or not many, huh?
Oh, quite a bit actually, quite a bit. But
Yeah.
that's possibly my favorite Saxon album, which is and yeah, granted, I don't have them all and haven't heard them all. I mean, all the '80s stuff I know, or have even, I think, but once it gets past sort of Solid Ball of Rock, I'm not, I'm sort of, I don't know too much after that. I've heard odd songs and like them. It's just putting the time aside to catch up with it. They've got so much music, and yeah,
Over 20 albums, yeah.
yeah. So I just forgot about them through the '90s, and yeah, so and even to the 2000s, really. So yeah, at some point I'll catch up on all that. But yeah, certainly all the '80s stuff, fantastic. But yeah, I mean, for the '80s, that is my favorite album. And would you believe it? My number 3 is da-da-da. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Total Match. Yeah. So
That's funny.
yeah, Rock and Roll Gypsy. Yeah, it's a good song.
All right. Well,
Not much
all
more to
right.
add, really. Yeah. So do you
What's
want to go
that?
to your number 2? See if we get another match.
Yeah. Well, not if we have a match, it's probably not in format. And I
Okay.
bet you have this on vinyl just to piss me off again there. But I'm going to go with Gypsy Black and Blue Valentine by Dangerous Toys. Probably my favorite song off of this album, actually. I love this song a lot. Do you have this?
Look, no, I don't. I don't.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You'll be very surprised. I don't even have their first album on vinyl. So Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay
I'm
then.
actually not the biggest Dangerous Toys fan. I mean, I've got I don't even have that album. I've got their first album on CD, I think. But yeah, but
I
yeah.
have all four on CD, but they're slowly like this one's really expensive to find on
Mm,
vinyl there. But
mm.
it's not as good as the first one, but the second half is really good, I find, and especially Gypsy Black and Blue, Gypsy, and in brackets Black and Blue Valentine. Very good song.
Oh,
And I've been
very
singing
good.
this all day today, and waiting to do this awesome episode with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's one I've missed because that's not even on my mentions. So I missed that one. So thanks, Dan. I'll add that to the playlist. So yeah, just let everyone know there is we've done a playlist as well that so you can listen to all these Gypsy songs that we've discovered, and that'll be in the link for the playlist. YouTube playlist will be in the description. Number two for me is, well, the person who started the whole idea, but not the latest song. One of
Yeah,
the oldest songs, "Cry" of the Gypsy. Oh yeah, I love this album. I talked about this album on the Kansas Connection a few days ago. It's one of my sort of favorite albums from 1987, and this would be one of the. It's a great album. This would be one of the best songs for me from the album. So, "Cry of the Gypsy."
see, I like it.
Hmm.
That song. It's to me, it's like that Dawkins album is like Hot in the Shade. There's a couple of songs too much. Like
Yeah.
we compare it to their Under Lock and Key and Tooth and Nail, which I think is their best one there.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
Five songs on each side. This
Yeah.
one has like
It is.
13.
Yeah, it's a bit much, eh? But I think we're probably differing on which ones we'd cut off.
Yeah.
you'd probably piss me off and go, "Get rid of that Crow of the Gypsy," and I don't know what else you might get rid of, but you'd keep So Many Tears probably and Burning Like a Flame. Well, Burning Like a Flame, I know you'd keep. So, and those are the
Yeah,
two
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
probably
for
drop.
sure.
But anyway,
More on that one later.
okay, all right.
So, but
Um, yeah, not on your top five.
not in my top five because
Yeah.
you'll know what my number one is.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm gonna, yeah,
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Must
Dio.
be.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. It's a great song too. There, I think the only time I've heard it live was when he did the Holy Diver full. Remember, like a few years ago, it was very popular to do a full album.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's the only time I heard it live was that Invisible from this album here. But yeah, Gypsy. For some reason, I knew Dio did one, but I thought for some reason it was a song off of Black Sabbath, um, The Mob Rules, but it's Country Girl. So
Yeah,
I kept mixing the subject. So yeah, Gypsy on this one will be my number one.
yeah.
So
No, great choice. It's a great song. Yeah, it is probably not a song actually he's done live very much. Like you say, I've got the Holy Diver live album, so you can hear the whole album, recorded live. But yeah, outside of that, I don't know if he did it live very much. But
sorry to cut you off. Do you have
yeah,
the DVD of Live Evil?
no, I don't.
Oh, too
I'm
bad
kind of
because I'm in
going
the
with all my
menu.
DVDs really.
I my picture's in the menu.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we could. You're able to send in your picture if you've met Dio. So in the menu of no evil or divine. Sorry, the
Oh, okay.
Killing the Dragon tour, evil or divine. There's a picture, and of course my friend Mitch Lafon was there too. So his picture is there too. I don't know if you
Oh.
know Mitch Lafon, the
Yeah, yeah,
rock
yeah, yeah,
journalist.
yeah, yeah,
I actually know him,
yeah.
and well, yeah, we've. It's a couple of pages apart there. So anyway, FYI,
Oh,
that's my
okay.
15 minutes of fame, I guess, for
Well, yeah,
him.
you're actually on a Dio DVD. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And
You
do
have
they
to
have
pay
this
a
the whole?
dollar.
What's
You have to
that?
send a dollar and a permission. And I asked my
Oh,
boss, I'm like, okay, I'm 29. Do I have to get my parents' permission? He's like, no, like just
yeah.
send a dollar and sign it yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And did they have a whole lot of people? Like, it's just you just
Oh yeah,
click.
yeah, a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, yeah,
This is like probably in 2004. I sent it
yeah.
off. Internet
Mhm.
was sort of new, I guess. There.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well, there we go. Something for anyone's got that DVD. You want to look at Dan? There he is. He's on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
DVD. All right. Right. Number one then. So I don't know if this probably won't surprise you, but I went with Wasp and the Gypsy Meets the Boy. I'm a big Wasp fan. And yeah, from the Crimson Idol. Yeah, I just really love this song. I was listening to it again last night because just going through my top five because my whole five, I really like all those songs. Like, is this the number one choice? But yeah, definitely is. Yeah, I've talked about this song before. It actually, it's a song that they recorded initially as a B-side, and then they changed the lyrics
I
and put
I
it
I
on.
yeah, I heard that yesterday. I was
Yeah,
listening to it too yesterday.
right. But it's a
I
great
like
song.
the song, but the drum rolls get annoying after a while, I find. It's
Okay.
just I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, my God, like
yeah.
love
There's a lot
Frankie
of
Banali there, but
yeah.
I was
There's a
like,
big build
oh,
up, eh? It's like that's what I kind of like about it. I know what you're saying. It's really building up, and then it just kind of yeah,
every song, no, that's not
yeah,
just that
yeah,
song. Every
yeah,
song is just a drum roll, a drum
yeah,
roll.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, well, it's a rock opera. It's kind of trying to be sort of dramatic, I guess. But there we go.
I do like the
Right.
song. I like
Yeah,
that album a lot too, and I like the song. But I put something else from that band.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So have you got some honorable mentions there, Dan?
Yep, I'm gonna go with this one's not really in a particular order, but Gypsy
Yeah.
Road. First song I ever heard from this band, pretty much. Want me to do them all at once,
Yeah,
or you?
go through them all. Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
four.
Yeah,
Dawkin,
yeah.
Cry, the Gypsy, of course. Yeah, what started this whole thing there. To answer your question, yeah, I guess So Many Tears, Lost Behind a Wall, maybe like that middle part, I guess. Except for Burning Like a Flame, I would
Yeah.
I would take off.
It is tricky
But
though.
anyway,
You can understand why they yeah, maybe they just thought we've got to put them all on. And also interesting thing too with that album, the title track, there is a song called Back for the Attack, and it's a B
oh
side.
yeah,
And that's a damn good song too. So and that didn't even make the album. So
I would have put that instead
yeah,
of How Many Tears. Let me put it
so
that
many
way.
tears, yeah.
Let's agree to that one. Yeah,
Yeah, we're agreeing on that. Yeah, yeah. And I mean,
I have it on cassette,
you gotta call it Back for the Attack, put the bloody song on there. I mean,
but it is on the CD remaster. That was it. Rock Candy
yeah,
Masters. They did
but
put it on.
yeah, but you know how they reissued the box set? Did they put that song on there?
I don't
No,
know. I'm
no,
not
no,
buying
they
that box
didn't.
set.
And they made it a 2 LP, so they could have squeezed that one on there.
Big time.
Not again. I probably still wouldn't have forked out of the money to buy a box set, of albums I've already got. But yeah, I just if you're gonna
Really?
like you say, Rock Candy do a good job because they give you all the B sides and and all that kind of stuff. If you're gonna redo something, put it in a box set, put the B sides on there, or like a lot of bands are doing like B sides. They give you the box set's got all the albums and then an album of B sides. Like the Van Halen one's coming out with one like that, and that's a cool idea too.
Which I ordered.
Yeah, I ordered it too after I sold my record to Keith.
I need to find someone to buy my 5150 OU812 and For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge because I don't have balance.
Yeah, that's the main reason I kind of want the box set really for balance. Yeah,
And that B side album
yeah, the B side one.
that
Yeah.
was actually a good move.
Mm,
So
mm.
okay, I'll give you my last two here. Kind of been digging this band only the last part the year here, but I'm gonna go with
Oh,
Merciful
yeah.
Fate Gypsy. So I'm gonna be doing a ranking episode with my friend Pascal, which you guys have not met yet. So
Oh,
that's
yeah, yeah.
another friend I introduce you to there. So yeah, Merciful Fate from Don't Break the Oath, Gypsy on side 2. And last, Restless Gypsy, which I find a little bit better than Gypsy Meets the Boy, because you know why now, because of the drum rolls there, but
Mm,
it's a good song here. Like
yeah.
I like the first side better than the second side there. But yeah, there you go. So those are my 4 honorable mentions.
Yeah, no, good ones. And yeah, I like that Wasp that Restless Gypsy song as well. That's another good one. All right. Well, I have got a bit of a collection here of yeah, honorable. I don't know if they're honorable mentions, but they're mentions. They're songs I've got in my collection that have the word gypsy in the song title, and then I'm also going to mention some as well that I don't have, that other people might be interested to know about. So this is a bit of a obscure one. Well, it's not that obscure, but you may not have thought of it. It's a band called Tora Tora, and Dancing with a Gypsy, but it's not on their album, so it's from the Bill and Ted's
Oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah.
Excellent Adventure. I don't have that on vinyl, but this is the CD soundtrack. So yeah,
I wanted to get that. That's actually an unreleased song.
yeah. So it's not, yeah, Dancing with the Gypsy. It's not on their album, and it's a good
Oh,
song.
okay.
Yeah, it's a good song. So yeah, worth checking that one. Worth checking out. I mean, this I don't find this soundtrack as good as the next. I've got the other one on the next one on vinyl. It's got Winger,
Same here, yeah.
Slaughter, much better. But it's still pretty
Yeah.
good. It's got because it's got a few pop acts on it as well. It's not just all hard rock, but it's got
Is it Wasp
Extreme
on
on
that?
it. What's
Is it
that?
Wasp? Is Wasp on that one?
This one, no, they're not on any
No.
Bill and Ted's. But it's got Extreme Play With Me, which is a great song. And Shack Island. Yeah, but yeah. Right. Next one I'm gonna mention. Soraya and
Oh my God, I have that.
yeah. Uh, and Gypsy Child. Yeah, Gypsy Child.
Yeah.
Not one of their better songs, but yep. Um, Electric Gypsy, LA Guns.
I
I
don't
actually,
have. I'm not a huge Ellie Guns
yeah,
fan. There, I have a greatest hits. I have the song.
yeah. That's probably like number 6 or 7 on my. So it nearly made the top 5. I do like that song quite a bit. Loudness and the song here is Rock and Roll Gypsy.
Oh my God,
So
I have that too.
yeah,
Like I said, I didn't go as into detail with my albums because I would have to take. I'm a
yeah, no,
lazy
too
guy.
much work. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have that. Yeah,
yeah. We'll just edit that bit out. Crocus and Rock and Roll Gypsy again. So I think we've
I
had
don't have that one.
yeah, another Rock and Roll Gypsy. There's quite a few Rock and Roll Gypsies. It's actually a pretty good album. So they got a new vocalist in for this one. So they got Peter Tanner came in. Mark Starachi is gone, and but it's actually a pretty good album.
I want to get them. Like I said, I don't have them all there, but I like wow, I've never even seen that album cover. So
Yeah, not easy to get on vinyl, but I love the previous album so much. I thought, I got to check out the next one because this one I didn't even know it existed for quite some time after.
exactly,
Um,
neither.
but it came out in 1990. So
Is it Heart Attack? Is the one before?
yeah, Heart Attack was the one before, which I really like, and but yeah, they do have a different vocalist, but he's pretty good. Yeah, some good songs, but yeah, and Rock and Roll Gypsy's a good one too.
That's
Um,
3 now with that title, huh?
yeah, it's crazy, yeah. Bruce Dickinson and Gypsy Road, another Gypsy Road.
I had that way back on a cassette. I've been meaning to get that one, but it's been a
Actually, a pretty
while.
good
Yeah,
song. I was listening to it last night.
I loved that album.
Yeah, yeah. I doubt you've heard of these guys before. This is a band called Rat Bat Blue, and they've got a song called Gypsy Heart, and it's actually been released as a single. It's quite pop, but it's definitely hard rock elements to it as well.
Never
Um,
heard of them. I've heard the
yeah,
Deep Purple song, but that's about it.
yeah. Anyway, I quite like it, Gypsy Heart. Um, Aerosmith, and they've got a song called Gypsy Boots from Done with Mirrors.
I got that album like a month ago, so I'm not super familiar with it, but I
Yeah.
guess I have that. Yeah.
So this is
So
the
I'll
one
look at it.
before Permanent Vacation.
Yeah.
But yeah, never really did it for me either. This album, that too much, but
It's okay.
um,
Yeah, it was
it's
okay.
okay. I'm not the biggest Aerosmith fan. Um, yeah, and that's kind of it from like what I've got in my collection. But other ones I wanted to mention now, I had to mention this one, Dan. Vinnie Vincent. He had this band called Warrior before Vinnie Vincent Invasion, and they have a song called Gypsy in Her Eyes. And
Really?
yeah, and you can actually get it on vinyl. It's been reissued on vinyl. It's called Vinnie Vincent Warrior, and not a bad song. Not a bad song. So this is the group that he formed with the guys from from New England, and then they ended up becoming Alcatraz. But he put a bit of a group together, and then it didn't quite work out. But yeah, so Gypsy in Her Eyes. Axel Rudy Cry the Gypsy. Sven Gali, Sweet Little Gypsy.
Off of
Um,
what album is that?
that's from their first album.
Purple one?
Yeah, so you've got that, haven't you?
Yeah, I got that. Like again, I listened to it once or twice
Yeah,
just to make
yeah,
sure it works there.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'll have to go check that one there. I have that one too.
yeah, yeah. Because that's just been reissued, or actually, it was never issued. I don't think on vinyl, was it? So it's just been issued for the
As
first
the
time
first
on vinyl.
time, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uriah Heep, Gypsy, Black Sabbath, Gypsy. So these are all the 70s acts, really, songs. Um, uh, our friend Lisa Dominique, Gypsy Rider. Remember her?
Is that the second album?
Might be the second album. I'm not
It's
sure.
on its way.
Oh, is it? Ah,
Just to get the collection.
ooh,
I found it
yeah.
like for $5.
Okay. Wow, good score. Um,
It's going for $100 everywhere else. I'm like, really? Like $5? I'll take that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, great, good score. Deep Purple, the Gypsy. So that's different to the one in the 80s from the
They
70s.
have two of them, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Dogs d'Amour, Gypsy Blood. Um, Riot, Gypsy Queen is another Gypsy Queen.
I
Um,
saw that one, yeah.
yeah, Scorpions, Gypsy Life. So that's from quite a recent album of theirs. So yeah, Gypsy Life. It's from the Return to Forever album.
I don't
Um,
have that one yet, no.
yeah, yeah. Anthem, Gypsy Ways, Win, Lose or Draw. So that's a Japanese band, Anthem. And another Japanese band, Earthshaker. I'm like a gypsy, you're like a gypsy. And yeah, and then of course we've just had Dokken release their song Gypsy. And the final thing I wanted to finish with, it's not hard rock or metal, but Fleetwood Mac and the song
I was
Gypsy.
just gonna say that. I have
I
that
love that
on
song.
digital.
Yeah, love that song. So
For some, like I said, when I was going through my iTunes, I also have um Lady Gaga has a song called Gypsy.
oh, okay.
Art
Yeah,
pop album, or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay. I forget how I got that there, but so
Cool,
there
there we
you go.
go. So
And
I think
Gypsy Eyes too with Jimi Hendrix from Electric Ladyland. I
oh,
have it on
okay.
CD. I should have but I couldn't tell you how it goes. Like I know I own it, but that's about it. Couldn't tell you if it
Yeah,
was good or bad. So
yeah,
it's my least favorite of his albums. So
yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's probably yeah, exactly. Like we could probably go on, for longer. I guess you start getting though more into the sort of pop rock kind of stuff, and yeah, you could keep going for a bit. But
mhm.
uh, yeah, I don't think I've said the word gypsy quite so much over the space of half an hour, or however long it's been. But there we go. I think actually that playlist though that we've got with Gypsy Songs is actually not too bad. Not too bad. There's a
I'm
few
gonna
songs.
listen to that because there's a few I don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, well, same for me
You
as
were
well.
forgot,
I don't know all
obviously.
of them, and I don't have all of them. But yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Dan. And
No
we've got
problem.
half the Kansas connection here. So yeah, very nice as always to talk music with you. And make sure you
See
check out Dan's channel.
what what started out as a joke actually ended up being a pretty
Oh yeah,
fun episode and
yeah, exactly.
interesting
Yeah.
episode. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, and it makes you discover maybe songs you didn't know about, or even bands you didn't think about or know about. So it's quite a fun way to do things. It's quite a fun way to look at music sometimes. I did Kiss night songs, which was just looking
Oh my
through
God, that
the
was a way back ago. Yeah.
yeah, because they're like Kiss have like a whole lot of songs that have night in the title. So
The word night, yes.
and then I did
On
Kiss.
crazy nights, I think there's like three, right?
Yeah,
And
that's right. There are. On there, there's three. And I
you're
also did
laughing
Kiss.
because I actually did the same thing with my friends back in high school.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, turn on the night, crazy nights, and
yeah,
thief in the night, right there, right?
yeah, yeah,
I was like, oh my God, you're right, Dan. I'm like,
yeah.
so yeah.
And I did the same as well with love songs. So Kiss love songs. They're not like love songs. They've just got love in the title. And again, there's like heaps of them. But yeah, and there we go. And there's heaps of gypsies. We might do it again. We might do this again some other time when we notice, gee, that word comes up quite a bit, doesn't it? And yeah. So
And
um,
if somebody out there can actually just tell me what is the big deal with metal or rock and
mm,
gypsies, I
yeah,
don't understand it. I don't get it. But if someone can chime in, let me know.
yeah, help us out.
I'm baffled by this subject. Baffled, I say.
All right. So anyway, yeah, check out Dan's channel. It's great if you haven't already. Great channel, and hit the thumbs up. Like Dan says, leave your comments about anything you want to make a comment about. If you can tell us more about gypsies and how they relate to hard rock and metal, that's also very helpful. Any songs we've missed, let us know. And of course, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. All right, we'll catch you later. See ya.
Take care.